there is a video surfacing of an incident, another police incident that has been kept from the public. And this is an incident that happened on the 22nd of last month. And this happened in broad daylight in the afternoon. And this happened on Rockdale Avenue, just before the intersection with Hawthorne Street, up toward your neck of the woods where you live, in which two vehicles became engaged in a gunfire incident in the middle of traffic, literally a couple of cars from the intersection. And one of the vehicles is seen firing shots at a white SUV that speeds around and goes through a red light to get away. The other car speeds on the other side of the road, turns down Hawthorne Street and gets away. I understand that the white SUV that was shot at has been recovered. It's got bullet holes. The occupants of that vehicle have been questioned. The car that was involved in the shooting has not been recovered at this point, and there are no suspects. Nobody's in arrest. And I'm just wondering, here we go again. Why was the public not notified about this?
I couldn't tell you. This is the first I'm hearing of it. It sounds serious, and I'll look into the matter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if you you can see the videos around, and it is quite disturbing. Is this the kind of thing the police should be putting out there? I mean, I just wonder why the police chief did not put this video out there on social media and say, hey, everybody, anybody that was around here that maybe can offer us some information on this, come forward. Maybe if you're one of the folks that, this is corner of Buttonwood Park. I mean, where people are and kids are and everything else, and shooting in broad daylight. Hard for me
to say without knowing anything about it. I probably should know something about it if it is as you've portrayed it, but I don't, and I will find out what the circumstances were.
All right, but it's another case where we can't get any information like this out of the police chief. Should this change? Should this policy change? Should people be notified about incidents like this?
I don't know what you mean by incidents like this, Barry. So the police department has a policy in which it doesn't comment on pending investigations. It's the same.
I didn't ask that, Mayor. I didn't ask that, and you do that every time. I didn't ask you whether the police chief ought to comment on a pending investigation. What I asked you was, should the police chief be telling the citizens of this city that there was just a gun exchange at the intersection of Hawthorne Street and Rockdale Avenue? That's what I asked.
It depends on the circumstances. If there's an active threat to the public, then yeah, I think there's a need to.
Sounds like it was a pretty active threat to the public to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the circumstances, Barry, and so it's hard for me to comment on it.
Well, the city council had planned to have the chief come before it tonight. For some reason, the meeting's been canceled. I'm not quite sure. The city council's public safety committee ought to answer questions about the Brick and Wood incident and in other incidents in which he has been less than forthcoming with the public with information and with the council. If you saw the last council meeting, many councilors expressed their concern that they are not finding out about incidents like this either. This was not just the public. The council's not finding out. Does somebody need to sit down with the chief and tell him he needs to be a little bit more forthcoming with this kind of stuff?
I don't see a need to change the policy of not commenting on pending investigations, Barry, unless there is a compelling public interest to do so otherwise. We've been pretty good, Barry.
No, you haven't been pretty good. You've been pretty rotten. And I just asked you right now.
Barry, Mayor,
I just made the case. I didn't ask you or the chief.
Unless you let me.
Mayor, I can yell loud too. But I didn't ask you to comment on a pending. Mayor, I didn't ask you to comment on a pending investigation. In fact, I just made it very clear to you that that's not what we're asking. We're being asked to be notified by the police chief when people are shooting guns. That's all we're asking for.
Yeah.
That's all we're asking for, and you don't think we have a right to know that?
You're yelling at me, Barry, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to engage in that. If you have a question you want to ask me.
Well, I've been trying. I just asked you a question. You won't answer my question. You keep spinning, Mayor. You keep spinning.
Cut me off. Don't cut me off, Barry.
Then answer the question, please.
I did. Don't cut me off again.
You didn't answer the question, Mayor. I asked you, and I'll try it one more time, and I'll try to be a little bit more civilized about it.
To the viewers, I'm sorry, I can't engage in this discussion. I regret that I'm going to have to leave the show.
All right, see you later, and we'll be back after this. Stay tuned.